You seem uncomfortable. Do it make you nervous, Corky?
No.
Thirsty, maybe.
Curious, maybe.
That's funny. I'm feeling a little bit curious myself.
Get the broad axe and cut off her head. Get the narrow axe and cut off her head. Get the broad axe and cut off her head. Get the narrow axe and cut off her head. She's upon me. She kneels. My bowels, my stomach. She pinches, scratches. Sin, 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 sin. She desires of my blood.
Welcome to Pleasers.
And Punishers.
Where we talk about movies people love to watch.
Movies that ruin your today, tomorrow, and yesterday.
And all things kinky and queer.
I'm Caitlin of the North.
I'm May, that very witch, Schultz.
And I'm your naked seductress, Amanda Jane Stern.
Hell yeah.
I thought about wearing a top that looked like I was naked today just to say that line.
Oh, wonderful. And today we are discussing Avada Kedavra, I speak to destroy. The feelings I have, I cannot avoid. Through twisted tongues, a hex deployed on you. That all the pretties in your bed escape your hands and make you sad, and all the things you wish you had, you lose. That's right, we are talking The Witch from 2015. It actually went to theaters on February 19th, 2016. So, clickety clackety. Happy 10 years, you're the goat. This movie was directed by Robert Eggers, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Ralph Ineson, Kate Dickie, Harvey Scrimshaw, Ellie
Best
Granger.
name ever.
Right. Which one?
Harvey Scrimshaw. That name
Harvey
fucking rules.
Scrimshaw, isn't that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ellie Granger, Lucas Dawson, and Charlie the Goat.
Aw.
And the impeccable score by Mark Corvin.
Which you can see displayed behind me if you're watching us on video, which you should be, because we're hot.
Yes, that's why we pivoted to video, just so that
It's true.
you would have the joy of looking at us.
And hark, there be the Witch of the Wood. She is a dungeon master, writer, musician, and self-described professional yapper. Please welcome Ten Backe.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here.
Again, thank you so much for joining us. I know I already said that off mic, but I'm saying it on mic now because I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm really excited to be here and talk about movie and hang out.
Yeah. Also, it's funny, I realized today that the reason all of us are connected is because of Horror Queers. Caitlin heard me on Horror Queers. Amanda heard me on Horror Queers. I heard Amanda on Horror Queers, and I heard you on Horror Queers, Ten.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Yes.
so thanks, Joe and Trace, for bringing all us queerdos together.
I was literally on with Joe this morning. He and Trace are recording right now as we speak.
Ooh. All right. Well, tell me, everyone, if you were the Witch of the Wood, what animal form would you take?
A crow.
Okay, well, Wolf Walker, 100%. Like, wolf,
Excellent.
wolf, get me in that wolf skin. I'm gonna go just, like, destroy some shit. Wolf Warrior, I am here for it. That's where I'm going.
So would we call you the Wolf of Horse Street?
I think that might be a porn parody,
Wait,
actually.
then I could be a raven,
needs
and
to
I
be.
could squawk, never whore.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Ten, what about you?
You know, until this conversation, I had something else in mind. I was trying to picture like little animals. I was like, oh, I'll be like a cute little, I don't know, like a rabbit or something. But now, honestly, I'm thinking about being a raven because like it'd be so cool to just like fly over like the woods and just like, ah.
Okay, but I like how you had a really smart idea about being something unassuming to lure people in. Whereas
Yeah.
Caitlin and I were like, let's make whore jokes and be scary.
Wait, so does that mean I'm a horse? Just kidding. I wouldn't want to be a horse. I I think I would want to be a ferret because people would leave me alone because I'd be kind of smelly, but I'd also be so fucking cute.
And you'd ferret out their evil?
You are just punning it up today, Amanda.
Yeah, I'm on a roll.
Say, you were
Harkening
like,
back to last night's bread thread.
Yeah, Caitlin, you're not really on Blue Sky, so you didn't see it. Julian posted a picture of a clock with like a picture of various breads as the background of the clock, and he and I started making bread puns back and forth, and then Amanda and Sarah Stubbs and someone else jumped in on it, and it went on for a while, and it was
The other person was another Julian, who's an Austin film critic.
got it. Okay. Yeah, I was really enjoying that. It was very fun.
Red
That's
thread.
fantastic.
Speaking of things that can be really enjoyable, let's get into some role play.
Is that your bathing suit? Is that your overbite?
Now, one of you will be the drowning victim, and the other one gets to be our lifesaver.
I'll be the victim. All your life.
Okay. The Vivitch. I'm sorry.
I'm glad that's how we all see this.
I think most people do.
Yeah, it's the
be fair.
typeface. You know, like
It's
back
the Vivitch.
in
Yeah.
in those times, you had to be really. Characters went a lot further. W, double V.
Well, I mean, in Latin, wasn't it that there was no W because the V was pronounced with a W sound? So,
That
Yeah,
is
there's, like-
correct. And
so I guess this is
W's
actually
in
the
A.
Wowitch.
The Wowitch.
The Wowitch.
I think I saw that he decided to put that as like the poster cover and stuff because like he had seen it on like an old thing from the 1700s, like on some kind of like thing about
tracks.
witches or something.
yeah. All right. Thomasin and her young siblings watch silently as her extremely religious father William pridefully defies their new American community, who banish the entire family. I love that one of the guys on this council is Julian Richings. Shout out. I love that man. Every time he shows up in something, I know he's going to be great, even if the thing I'm watching isn't great. Sometime later, having set up a homestead near the wild woods, the family is surviving, but absolutely not thriving.
They do not. Spoiler alert! They do not do well.
Corn is trash.
Oh, that corn. Later on, when it's all hanging up, like in their home, very close to where everyone is breathing, I'm just like, oh no. Don't breathe in that corn. You're moldy, blackened corn.
Maybe, and I didn't even think this, but I'm thinking it now. Maybe everything that happens is actually just a fever dream because of moldy corn. You know, the way ghost stories
Don't
can
ruin my
actually
fun.
just be carbon
no.
monoxide poisoning.
No, stop, no.
Well, Robert Eggers actually did that on purpose to make you think that maybe this could be part
I
of
mean,
it.
I don't think
but-
that. I'm just positing that now because
But yeah.
You're just playing devil's advocate.
I'm just playing cunty contrarian.
Cunty contrarian? Oh my god, I love that. That would be a great spin-off podcast where you would just argue with people.
You just pick the opposite of whatever everyone else says. You're like, no, actually, I disagree with whatever you just said.
I could do that. I might be picky because there are things that I will not even play devil's advocate for. But if it doesn't matter, sure.
I just want to say, Mike from People Under the Scares, if you're listening, I'm looking at you right now.
Is Mike a cunty contrarian?
Oh, 100%.
Aww, after my own heart.
Thomasin prays and confesses her sins, then takes her new baby brother out for a game of peeboo. Not peekaboo, peeboo. Not to be confused with Peebo Bryson, R.I.P. Samuel is taken by a figure in a red cloak who carries him deep into the woods, then turns him into jelly to rub on herself. That's not the right word. There is a specific word for it, which I'm sure you're going to tell us later, Caitlin.
I will.
Okay.
Very Jonathan Swift, eat the babies.
So she rubs it all over herself, and it's not a broomstick because it's just a stick, but I called it a broomless broomstick.
Or a really long dildo. I don't know.
Well, she and her stick rise into the midnight sky toward the full moon.
It probably, if it was being very traditional, at least in certain parts of the world, this would be like hawthorn or blackthorn.
I have a song called Blackthorn.
It's my favorite witching tree. So
Thomason's mother, Catherine, is distraught and hates her. Her brother, Caleb, is horny for her. Her father is still too prideful to admit they're absolutely fucked, and her little twin siblings are the most annoying film children I've ever witnessed in my fucking life. And the first time I saw this movie, I wanted them to die as soon as I heard their fucking voices.
Most annoying.
Yeah. Were you kind of rooting for the whole family to die?
I mean, I was mostly rooting for those kids to die.
I was on the mom and dad dying.
Oh, well, yeah. No, honestly, I will take Bob from House by the Cemetery, English dubbed voice, over Jonas and Mercy.
Yeah.
Mercy.
What about the kid from the Babadook?
Jonas.
Oh, the
Okay.
kid from the
He's a screamer.
Babadook.
Here's the thing with the kid from the Babadook is
Okay.
I relate to him a lot as the child of an abusive mother.
Absolutely.
So,
He has real trauma, whereas these kids are just brats.
yes.
Yeah, these
Talking
kids
to
don't
a
have
goat.
real trauma. These kids' parents are totally normal.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
There's no trauma in this movie at all.
This will probably come up later, but one of my favorite things is just when Mercy's like, because mother hates you. Like,
Yeah.
I yell that at people all the time. I'm like, because I hate it. Like,
No, you should just always say because mother hates
because
you.
mother hates you.
And then I'm sure people who won't know what you're referencing will think you're talking about Psycho.
Interesting.
You know, Caleb's not too bad, actually. I know he's...
Just
no.
horny.
I have no
He's a
problem
little
with
horny.
Caleb. It's just Jonas and Mercy.
Okay.
Caleb.
Yeah. No, Caleb's fine. He's just horny and like, yeah, he's like a 12 or 13-year-old boy.
And
of
there's
course
also
he's
no one
horny.
else around.
Right.
Yeah.
So of course he's thirsting after his sister.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything about it.
Right.
No.
And if you sometimes when you do genealogy, you find out that tree becomes a branch.
Oh yeah, I just covered a couple on Murder Made Fiction who were first cousins. Once removed, but still.
Especially at this time because, yeah.
Oh no, the couple
Yeah.
I'm talking about was in the 1900s.
Yeah. Or if you're royalty and it's just completely
They
normal.
were not.
I know, not them. I'm just saying.
Caleb is terrified that Samuel is in hell and that he will also go there because of William's religious teachings.
And if I died this day.
Harvey Scrimshaw fucking kills this
Scrimshaw?
performance.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good. While these two men of the house search for Samuel as well as animals to hunt and eat, William admits to trading away his wife's silver cup.
The lies.
Ugh.
The lies. Very Christian-like.
Oh yeah.
Jesus
Of course
would
it is.
approve.
It's crazy hypocritical, too, because he's so, like... He's so religious that he had his whole family like exiled because of it. Basically, he's like, "You guys aren't religious enough." Like that's why he got exiled. It sounded like, and then he's still kind of like, "Well, just don't tell your mother. Let's just brush this one off, and let's just lie about this, and let's do this." And I'm like, oh, "Boy, okay."
Yeah.
So he's like the Puritan version of John List.
You just can't stop thinking about that, man.
I am literally covering it right now on Murder Made Fiction and spent my entire morning talking about him.
Fair.
And it was also a religious thing of the hypocrisy.
Got
and
it.
his entire argument was, well, I did it to save their souls so they would go to heaven. Okay, buddy. Take 10 seats.
Fowler, their adorable dog, leads them to a rabbit or a hare. Is a rabbit a hare? Are they the same animal?
I would call it a hare.
They're related.
Okay.
But yes, like, as 10 is going, they are not the same.
They're not
They're
technically the
related,
same, but I mean, the difference is negligible. I think.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to say a hare. Fowler, their adorable dog leads them to a hare, but when William tries to shoot it, the gun backfires into his face.
And then I point and laugh really hard.
They return home as Jonas and Mercy will not shut the fuck up with their song about Black Phillip the goat, who William tries to wrangle and ends up falling in the mud.
Oh, poor Ralph Ineson.
But
The actor specifically having to deal with this magnificent
Apparently
beast.
this goat was a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I
I
believe
mean,
it.
it's a goat. Yeah.
That's like
They're
their
not
thing.
known for being
Yes.
the nice. They're not like good pets.
No, they're great for other things. I love goats.
Rituals.
So.
Yes. So, at her mother's orders, Thomasin undresses her father, revealing that Ralph Ineson is totally fucking ripped.
All that wood
which-
chopping.
Oh my god, I was not expecting this.
Yeah, I don't know if that's period accurate.
I don't care. It's nice to look at.
Apparently, Charlie the goat had 50 pounds on him. Like,
Whoa.
was 50 pounds heavier than Ralph Ineson
That's
was.
crazy.
How much
this.
does Charlie the goat weigh?
You know, Wikipedia told me, and I don't remember right. I think it was like 200 and something pounds. Like, that
That's crazy.
beast.
Goats have a lot of muscle. They're like very dense.
Oh.
And this doesn't have like anything to do with that, but I just want to say that I really love a good dust or doth instead of a dost or doth, and that is just a purely theater nerd thing because
Can you use it in
lady
a
doth-
sentence?
Yes, the lady doth protest too much,
Yes.
methinks.
you don't say doth, you don't say dost, it's dust and
Dost.
doth. And it, again, like, oh, you were trained. I love this.
So Thomasin goes to the river to wash his clothes, and Caleb comes to join her. They play for a bit before finding Mercy, who is pretending to be the Witch of the Wood, and claims that it was a witch what took Sam. Thomasin fucks with her by claiming to be the Witch of the Wood herself, and of course Mercy runs away screaming.
I be the witch of the wood. I be
Clickety,
not
clackety.
mercy. I be the witch of the wood, and I have come to steal you away. Hear my stick a fly through the trees. Clickety clackety, clickety clackety, clickety clackety, clickety clackety, clickety clackety. Yes.
Jonas and Mercy would totally
might really
do
like this
two
movie.
kids in a trench coat.
Oh yeah.
I can see it. Yeah.
Maybe a little.
Well, I love the clickety clackety
Oh.
part, and also,
Oh yeah.
this is like one of the only scenes where they're not both together, both like of the two kids. Like, I'm pretty sure in the whole movie.
Yep.
So William basically tells Kate to get over the loss of their baby and turn her thoughts toward God instead. While all the kids listen from upstairs, Kate suggests that Thomasin leave to serve another family, and William agrees. To save his sister from this fate, Caleb rides into the wood, reluctantly accompanied by her. They spot the hare again, Fowler gives chase, and Bert the horse, I love all these animal names, Bert the horse bucks Thomasin off his back. Caleb finds Fowler disemboweled but still breathing, then follows the hare to a hut. Out steps a gorgeous young woman in a red cloak, breasting boobily toward Caleb to bestow upon him a kiss. And let's be honest, she definitely does more than that.
Breasting boobly.
That's so true. I always I've actually had a debate about this. If the rabbit is like just something that the witch is like controlling or summoning or like a familiar, or if it's actually the witch, like
Right.
in a rabbit form.
I assumed it was one of the other witches, and they were colluding to destroy this family.
Oh, yeah. I always read it as what Ten said is either like it is a familiar and or she could also possess said hair.
Yeah. I honestly, I like any of those explanations, so I'm okay. I'm okay
I
with
actually
it.
like the coven idea, and it's
Yeah.
never occurred to me because there's
Yeah.
also the crow and stuff, and you could argue that like those were all different witches the whole time.
Is that
hear
a
me
crow
out.
or a raven?
It's
Or it is-
multi-corn.
Hares, rabbits,
It's multi-corn.
ravens.
You're right. None of them exist.
All right, how do I kick someone out of the call while it's happening? Let's
It was
see,
all
can I
a
do that?
dream.
Oh, I can. Remove participant. Bye, Amanda. Just kidding. Love you. No, sorry. Y'all know I'm always like, I want everything to be supernatural, and when it's not, I get pissed off sometimes.
No, I don't think it's just multi-corn in this. That doesn't make sense. But it's really fun to say.
True.
Before you start this next part, I just have to say this is some shit right here, so go on.
Oh, yeah. William admits to selling Kate's cup, and she berates him for being false, culminating in a hard slap across his face. Thomason goes to bed down the goats, and Caleb wanders back into the yard, naked and shivering in the rain. They bring him upstairs and do some bloodletting and praying, but it has
that
no
always
effect.
works?
Yeah. Jonas and Mercy claim that Black Phillip told them that Thomason bewitched Caleb, and the goat that she's milking produces only blood.
Nanny goat.
William concedes to Catherine to take the family back to the plantation, but then Caleb screams and everyone runs upstairs to tend to him. After a terrifying speech, he expels a bloody, rotten apple from his mouth, and Jonas and Mercy claim that Thomason is a witch and has witched Caleb.
Rude.
These kids.
I fuck them kids.
Knowledge
they
comes
pray
with
over
a
him.
price.
As they pray over him, neither Jonas nor Mercy can speak the scripture and
Wait,
begin convulsing.
second Apple movie in a row. Last time we had a pomegranate.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
And this is like directly from the Salem witch trials as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Caleb exclaims further, reciting his own prayer, then imagines Jesus coming to him before succumbing to death. And just, again, Harvey Scrimshaw, fucking killing it. This is absolutely terrifying. Like, if I saw someone do this in real life, I would just... I don't know what I would do. It's fucking scary. Outside, William refuses to believe that Thomason is not a witch, and she confronts him with all the wrongs he has done, calling him a hypocrite, which he fucking is.
True.
She claims that the twins are in league with Black Phillip, who is the devil, and so William drags her back inside to recount her claims to Catherine. He seals Thomason and the twins in the goat pen and digs a grave for Caleb's body, into which Kate climbs to hold her dead son.
Coping really well.
Yeah.
That's so real.
In the night, while chopping wood, he confesses aloud and eats some dirt. In the house, Kate sees Caleb holding Samuel, who she begins to breastfeed, but is actually a raven pecking at her.
wants her to sign that book.
Never whore.
I'll also say when
Great
you
scene.
eat dirt, that is something that will happen with people who are like in extreme starvation. So,
Yeah.
again, not thriving.
No. A visitor in the form of the old witch comes into the goat pen to feed from Flora and cackles, terrifying the three siblings. In the morning, the animals are dead, the twins are gone, and William gets gored and killed by Black Phillip.
And all that wood.
Corruption, thou art my father.
Kinky.
Kate attacks Thomason, accusing her of seducing both her brother and her father. And Thomason reluctantly kills her mother in order to save her own life.
And I clapped.
And this is when I almost turned to Maeve and said out loud, I wish I could do that to my mom. I didn't actually say it out loud to her, but I did text it to a bunch of people.
That's crazy.
And now I'm saying it out loud. Sorry.
It's out there.
It's out
on
there
the airwaves.
in the world now.
Hey, you know
While we
what?
were in the middle of texting really inappropriate jokes at the exact same time.
The dichotomy of pleasers and punishers. Well, I guess that's the whole point of our podcast.
The dichotomy of these two opposite things.
Weird that.
Sometimes they go together.
They do. Yeah, true.
Can't imagine how.
I got a new flogger and it hasn't been used yet, and now I'm just thinking about it. So anyway, Thomason requests a conversation with Black Phillip, who transforms into a man goat and offers her the chance to live deliciously. Wouldst thou like the taste of a Crunchwrap Supreme? Wouldst thou like to live moss? So she will be able to do this if she signs his book, thus forfeiting her soul.
Yeah, who needs that?
And she does.
I mean, it's worth it for a Baja Blast.
Right? I'm probably going to have Taco Bell for dinner tonight.
Well, now you are.
Yeah. Naked, she follows the goat through the woods to a clearing where a gathering of witches chant and levitate into the air. This film was inspired by many folk tales, fairy tales, and written accounts of historical witchcraft. Woo! All right. Would you pledge your soul to the devil in order to live deliciously? I mean, I would.
Sure.
The world fucking sucks right now. Like, if I could pledge my soul to the devil in order to, like, protect trans people, I would 100% do that right now.
Honestly, from all my biblical knowledge, I'm pro the devil. Also, doesn't Satan literally just mean he who questions? So,
Yeah.
look,
yeah.
we're everything I've read, God, big ass shitty drama queen who loves to kill people, and the devil's just like, but why you do this, buddy? Why? So I know which side I'm joining.
The devil is a cunty contrarian.
Yes, she is.
I love that.
I will say that I am going to have many things to say later about souls and devils. However, I already have, and it is wonderful. So, pledge your soul to... Yes, of course. Who doesn't want to taste the butter and a pretty dress? Like...
Yeah.
Wait, do I have a soul to trade? I'm a ginger.
Well, I think, honestly, it gets complicated too because I'm like, okay, yeah, obviously in my head I'm like, I wouldn't hesitate. But then I'm also like, okay, but then does that mean that, like, which devil, though? You know what I mean? Because then I'm like, is Christianity real? Like, is this the reveal? Are you revealing this to me?
We will definitely get into this, I think, between what Caitlin wrote and my questions as well.
All right,
no.
so before we move on, now that we're all going to be living moss, tell me all, what was your first experience watching this movie?
A while ago.
I saw it in theaters. I actually thought I saw it in September around my birthday, and I was very incorrect when I saw that it came out in February. So I saw it for a different friend's birthday. Not that I'm a friend with myself, but a group of us went. I'd seen the trailers. I was so stoked. We went. Surprise! I loved it. So much so that one of the friends that couldn't make it for that showing, I was like, we can go see it next week. Like, when do you want to go see this? I think once it came out on streaming, I watched it at least once a week for the first month that it was out, maybe a couple months. I think this is a perfect holiday movie for any holiday. Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, which is coming up. I love watching it for the 4th of July. My first tattoo that I ever got is a gigantic picture of Black Phillip on my back.
It is fucking gorgeous.
Over my spine, and that fucker took 10 hours to do overnight, and I would not give up. This movie kind of changed my life, and I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Amanda?
I did not see it in theaters, but I think I saw it pretty soon after it came to streaming, because not where I live now, but the apartment I used to live in, Julian and I lived with a roommate who we're still very good friends with, and we used to have running jokes about Black Phillip.
Okay.
Like, we just randomly be like, oh, you should ask Black Phillip for advice. So we had, and we lived together in an apartment for 3 years where we would have this running joke. So it must have been sometime after it came to streaming. I think around 2017 is probably when I saw it. So a while ago now. And when I was looking at what year it was from today, I thought, wait, I could have sworn this movie was so much more recent. And I was like, oh, wait, no, because we were making Black Phillip jokes in our old apartment, and we have not been there in 8 years.
That's so real.
Right.
All right, what about you, Ten?
I can't recall if I saw it streaming or on the Blu-ray first, because I know that I bought it like right away when it came out, so it's hard to remember. I wish I had gotten to see it in theaters. I can't remember what was going on at the time, but I just like didn't have an opportunity to go see it, and I was like, I have to see this movie. So the second that like I was able to watch it at home, I did. And I mean, I fell in love with this movie when it came out. I was like, that was genius. It was amazing. The best thing I've ever seen. I was like gushing over it. And, Anya Taylor-Joy, she was like new. I mean, I don't think she did a big film really before this. I think this was
this
her
is the
major
breakout.
debut. Yeah. And I mean, she's so good. I was like, I love you, and I wish I was you, and you're amazing. And
because this is before Thoroughbreds, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
this is.
I've never
before
seen that.
Thoroughbreds.
Okay.
yeah, this is early. This might actually be her first.
might be
I
her
think
first,
her
like,
first
movie.
like, major film role.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Honestly, I felt so daisy-eyed, like star-eyed by it. I was just so like enraptured in it. And I remember at the time everyone was like, oh, it's a slow burn, and oh, it's this, and it's boring. And I just like, I never got that from it. I always felt like I was enraptured the whole time. I like, every part of it was interesting to me. I can understand some people struggling with the dialogue, I suppose, but it just never was a problem for me. I don't know. I just love this film. It's
This
so
might
good.
be the Robert Eggers that I emotionally connect to the most.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
know we've all talked
Same.
about our issues just off the pod with Nosferatu and it feeling cold.
I wish Anya Taylor-Joy had been there. I'm still so bummed out because she was supposed to be.
non-performant. I know. There's so many bad performances in Nosferatu.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's the worst.
You mean the man who is actually British? But I watched the movie thinking if I didn't actually know that this man were British, I would think he was doing a real bad accent. He was.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Is there a British person here?
No.
Oh, you're right, there is. I'm as British as Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's not turning Irish.
Yeah, we just got our Amanda just joined us.
Okay, so I did not see this until near the end of October 2020. So this is like leading up to the nervous breakdown that I had at the end of 2020. But in between seeing it and that happening, I had been working on some ideas for a split album with my friend Sylvia. And after seeing this movie, it just poured out of me. And I did 3 songs that were inspired by it. I used lines from the movie for some of the lyrics. I found a couple documentaries on witchcraft from the 70s on archive.org. I used dialogue samples from those. And I also found this thing that they did as if Walter Cronkite was presenting a report on the Salem witch trials. But it was a dramatized thing, and it's very deeply upsetting. They did this in, it seems like the 60s, 50s. And so the third song, I took dialogue samples from that, and I ended up with this collection of 3 songs that are just extremely harrowing and are so intrinsically linked to this movie and the idea of religious persecution being the antithesis of womanhood and the freedom that you can achieve when you're able to escape from that, which is what I was working up toward and would finally do a couple months later when I managed to leave my ex-wife and be able to be myself for the first time. So yeah, this movie is really fucking important to me too, and I have been trying to think about what tattoo I would want from this.
I remember. I think it was summer. It was not fall. I have the exact date. The year after, where I was in a car with my dad, and I have like Satanic Temple pins on my bead. And my dad, as we're driving, is just like, so I've decided to rejoin the church. They're Lutheran.
Did you hit the
I was
eject
just like,
button and just yeet?
and then he was like, and because our church is so small, I've been made an elder. And I'm just like reaching towards my pins going, okay, like, what are we up to? And then he said, and he thought this was very funny, and we did not. As an elder of the church, I have been told that I need to lovingly encourage, so this, me and my partner Brian, lovingly encourage those who are living in sin and who are unrepentant sinners to renounce their ways. And it was like, okay.
What flavor of
This was like,
Christian?
okay, so there are two types of Lutherans apparently, because I found this out. Yeah,
Oh,
they
like
are.
John
Yeah,
Liz.
they're
John
they
Liz
are
was about
Lutherans.
Lutheran.
There's
It all
the
connects.
Methodist, and I think there's a
does.
Baptist, and actually the Methodist is the worst one because, as my father also told me, at least he was like, they don't like gay people. I don't agree with that. And I was like, why did you join this
Then why would
fucking
you-
church? And then in August, I got unbaptized by the Satanic Temple as part of a
Hell yeah.
as a
Wow.
reproductive rights fundraiser, and I was like, this is the best money I've ever spent.
Awesome. Well, speaking of cool things to spend money on, let's get into our next section, faith and chance.
I can't exist by myself because I'm afraid of myself. Because I'm the maker of my own evil. Goodness is only some kind of reflection upon evil. That's all it is.
Alrighty, what was going on in movies at this time? God, I feel like I do this so much, but guess what? Superhero movies and legacy sequels. You've got Star Wars, Jurassic World, another Avengers movie being the highest grossing films of 2015. Woo!
Yeah.
Also, Disney live action remakes are in full swing with Cinderella. And
Great,
50
great.
Shades of Grey starts, which means we have to hear about that for another 7 years. Woohoo!
Oh, Jamie Dornan.
It's also
You're so much better than that.
It's also actually not a big year for theatrically released horror movies. I went through the whole thing of American released films, and horror was not. So, obviously, there were horror movies, but it wasn't really big ones. This might be one of the biggest horror movie to come out, and this is the early A24 days before they were what they are now. This was really the start of them. You know, this is their first Robert Eggers movie, and of course, they struck a deal with him after this. But they were not, you know, the big power player in the horror sphere that they are today. This is what really kicked it off.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm just gonna piggyback on that right now. That, you know, these are the beginnings of the elevated horror, like other decades never existed. The 70s didn't exist. The 60s didn't exist.
If you want to hear us bitch about the term elevated horror, literally any episode where we watch a horror movie from prior to the 2000s.
You know, like James Whale wasn't trying to say anything with his movies.
Never. James
No.
Whale, gay man, definitely had nothing to say.
Yeah, and it's not like The Changeling starring George C. Scott has anything important to
No.
say.
You know
Nothing.
what? I'll just throw it out there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So much to
yeah.
say. I just
70s,
rewatched.
Right? Like, were those a
I
thing?
all
just
just
rewatched the
gore
1987 Stepfather. That is saying so much about patriarchy and Reaganism.
Don't look now. Who's looking anywhere? I don't know what you are.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, not saying anything.
No, not even the original 50s one. Certainly not the novel it was based
And
on.
No, sci-fi never.
And I feel
says
like
anything.
The People Under the Stairs, you said?
What?
God, I love that movie so fucking much.
Because horror exists in a vacuum and clearly has never meant anything.
No, horror is definitely not
Reflective
the
of-
genre that is most ripe for exploring allegory of our current society.
What's that guy? What's that Terrifier director? Didn't he say it? Horror's not political, right? Isn't that what we all say?
Damien Leone
That
can
was-
go fuck
Yeah, that
himself.
that asshole.
Sorry, Caitlin. I know you like Terrifier
I
too, but
do.
that guy's a dick.
And I've seen it way more
that
times
doesn't
than
mean they like
one
him.
person should.
I've only ever seen half of the first Terrifier.
Hey, at least the guy who
first
plays
one-
Art the Clown is a cool dude and
is.
actually
He
cares
seems
about the
chill.
queer and trans community.
Yeah. I've seen him make online statements, and he
Yes,
seems
he's
supportive of
very
it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very supportive.
David Howard Thornton, shout
Come
out.
on our podcast.
Yeah, come on our podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm never going to watch a movie where you're dressed as a killer clown. I
No,
can't
I'm
do
not.
it. And I don't
But I
want
really
to.
like you. You
Yeah.
seem great. I just don't want to
One
do
of those people I'm like,
movies.
I want your career so bad. I just want to play monsters all the time. How incredible is that?
That would be
Well,
So-
you're tall, so that's actually a good.
Kind of tall.
So
Yeah.
if you had a one wish, Willow, would you wish to switch places with Doug Jones?
I like that career is the most.
How do
I
you
love to
phrase that?
I would love to just sit there and have makeup done on me for hours. Like I would get up so early for that. I'd be so fascinated by the whole thing.
You just be sitting there like sipping coffee through
know,
a straw,
just-
smoking a joint every now and then.
That sounds crazy. I would even take just like one or two, like Robert England.
Oh,
He's done a
yes.
couple. Doesn't have to
yeah.
be. It doesn't have to be every character I've ever played.
Okay, could Robert England kind of get it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
young Robert England is a
Wishmaster?
cutie pie.
In Wishmaster?
Oh
He-
yeah,
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's coming back.
Wishmaster coming soon to Patreon.
So is Amanda.
Welcome to our podcast, Dad.
I'm stoked.
Welcome to our
hear.
podcast where Amanda cannot stop talking about how much she wants to fuck the Wishmaster.
Am I living in sin, Caitlin's dad? Am I a bad girl? Do I need to be punished?
Unrepentant sinners.
Do you
So,
need to punish me?
Caitlin, tell us about witchcraft, neo-paganism, Satan, and the devil.
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry. You said most of the cultural context for that will be
Yes.
saved. Caitlin, tell us about
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes, so as May just said, most of what I want to talk about.
I see you read my
I did.
questions and you were like,
I
oh,
did.
she did it.
Like that would have been wild if I brought up what I really want to
Yep.
bring up here and not during the important bits.
Yeah, sometimes you and I are on the
Yes.
same wavelength in terms of being
Yes.
dorks.
So we will talk absolutely more. Stay tuned. It's coming up pretty soon. But the old witch, neo-paganism, Satan versus the devil. However, I did want to talk a bit about the witch's green salve, the unguent, the flying
Ungent,
ointment.
thank you.
Is that how it's pronounced? Not
I say
unguent?
unguent.
Nope.
Because
Ungent.
I
U-N.
thought it was unguent. G-U-E-N-T.
You know what, Amanda? Pronounce it however you want.
Okay, I will pronounce
Yeah.
it unge.
Well, before we started,
No, that's all
and
of
even
us.
before you got on, May, like we were talking about, like, what if it isn't Eggers? What if it's Agars?
Yeah, we
what
had a
if
whole
it's
conversation.
Igor? What is that? Like Eggers? What is like Robert?
This is an unhinged
This is
Robert
Eggers.
Eggers.
Maybe it's not even Robert.
Right,
Maybe it's
exactly.
Robert. Like,
English is
Yes.
stupid.
The guy who
Maybe
grew
it's-
up near Salem is Robert Eggers.
Yes.
Maybe it's Robert.
Oh, Robert.
Oh boy.
Well, I could have just talked about goats this entire time. I'm not going to, because they're great. But we're going to talk about the witch's salve. I'm pulling a lot from Plants of the Devil by Corinne Boyer. Also, I mean, just general things. Also, Sarah Ann Lawless, who I brought up before, who does her own poison path. She does a lot. Just look up Sarah Ann Lawless if you're interested in witchcraft and the poison path. So the green salve, the flying ointment, if you will, I just want to get this out of the way first. Most of, if not pretty much all of the written accounts, this is not just passed down generations to generations, but the written accounts of this come from men, and they come from very religious
No.
men's
What?
who may have had some ulterior motives in what they were putting out there into the world. So we are very much into, again, poison plants, belladonna, mandrake, henbane, datura, hemlock were some of the main ingredients for this. These would be mixed with a fat source and other non-toxic plants.
Like a baby.
Yeah, and other
That's the most
non-toxic
common one.
plants to produce a salve used to take part in the Sabbat, to meet the devil for various reasons. But you could also use it for things like sleep, pain relief, poisonings, if you will. I don't think a lot of it was actually used for poisonings. It was very much used in more of a ceremonial or healing way.
I think if you were going to poison someone, you would just use the poison plant. You wouldn't turn it into a whole other thing. You just put
Exactly.
the poison plant
I mean,
in their
if you wanted
food or
to be
drink.
extra fun about it, you would.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, just to be creative.
Amanda, we know how much you love murder, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we definitely didn't have a discussion where I just sat there wide-eyed while you and Caitlin talked about which states would be easier to get away with murder with and how you would do it. Nope, that didn't happen.
Nope, don't remember that. Doesn't sound like me. I'm a good girl.
Fugue state at all times. So I'm actually going to be
That must have
reading.
been my doppelganger.
Oh
my God.
Yes.
Plants of the devil.
So I am going to read a little bit. I'm going to read, do a dramatic reading here. Some things that I found interesting that are applicable from Francis Bacon's Silva Silvarium from 1627.
This is Francis Bacon, the philosopher, not Francis Bacon, the painter.
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
There's reports that, quote, the fat of children digged out of their graves could be mixed with fine meal and juices of smallage, wolfbane, and cinquefoil. Adding to superfluous medicines are likest to drug the witches in delusions of flight, not by incantation, but by ointments and anointing themselves all over.
This really just feels like we're demonizing Bacchanalian festivals to me.
Oh, girl, it gets worse. This is also one of my favorites. Was Jean de Nild. I don't care.
Old ninny.
How dare he? Is quoted from his work Lycanthropy, Metamorphosis, and the Ecstasy of Witches of 1615. For going to the Sabbat, fat of a child with added juice of water parsnip, aconite, that's cinquefoil, deadly nightshade, and soot. For riding on a broomstick, simple belladonna ointment, or eat the brains of a cat, or get drunk.
I feel like these men are actually just telling on themselves.
They talk about changing into beast parts of toads, serpents, hedgehogs, wolves, foxes,
Double toil and trouble.
human blood with roots and herbs. And the thing about it is, yes, you have to have a fat source. That's how you make an ointment, period. Maybe sometimes you will use the blood of a bat or an animal because there is a lot of power in things like blood, semen, urine. That happens. However, this idea of using children/babies comes directly from blood libel. This comes directly from Christians conflating this very anti-Semitic trope of Jewish people stealing Christian babies and children and using their blood for matzah during Passover.
Yep.
The Sabbath, the Shabbat. Like, it is very...
I would also just like to point out, if you needed to use human blood for something, why would you take a baby or a child? There's not
They
enough
don't
of
have
it.
a
You
lot of
take
blood.
yourself a big guy.
Exactly.
And then you've got a store of it. Like, come on. Be logical here.
So,
You want to find yourself a nice Italian guy named Big Tony. Now, Big Tony's full of blood, let me tell you.
yes, this idea specifically of stealing children and using their blood very much. I remember when The Witch came out, and there was some uproar in the Vivitch community because they're like, oh, they're perpetrating these like ideas that didn't exist, and it's like correct, and at the same time, this is exactly how this family would have seen witches. They also, just as a side note, like, cool. She stole that baby. She turned him into little baby jelly. Like,
And we are
kill the
going to get into some
patriarchy.
of
Don't be
Baby jelly.
tethered by anything. We're gonna go fly in the woods. But that's
and we are
separate.
going to get into these interpretations in the question section.
Oh yes, we
Yeah.
are.
It's crazy just like how much like popular views of Satanism and dark magic and all this stuff just comes from like Christianity villainizing any other belief system. I think even like, if I'm not mistaken, I think even like Baphomet was like originally like just Mohammed. It was like both like literally like interpreted that way, like crazy things like that. And it's just, it's wild how many things that seem so like ancient and have been around for so long that really aren't that old at all in like terms of like historical like knowledge.
And a lot of it also goes to the anti-Semitism that Caitlin was mentioning, that there's a lot of mysticism in old Jewish lore that because there are elements of Judaism that are a lot more earth-based than anything in Christianity. So it's, not only did they take paganism and go, no, we're going to steal their holidays and make them our own. It's, well, we have to also pave over the other Abrahamic religion.
Absolutely.
We know how we feel about all this. How do people feel about this movie, May?
So this has a 91% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 339 reviews. Good job. It's only got a 7 out of 10 on IMDb and a 3.8 out of 5 or a 7.6 out of 10 on Letterboxd, which, like, what are we doing, y'all? That's
The
That's
patriarchy.
too low. For real. Well, speaking of the patriarchy, let's make that money. I love that we've been doing this for a fucking year now, and we still haven't had a single sponsor for our show.
We
but
could start making fake ads that we put here.
Oh, that would be pretty funny. We could make ads for our own show.
Yes. This episode has been brought to you by Pleasers and Punishers.
Pleasers and Punishers is sponsored by Pounded by Produce. Only not really. Yeah,
You
that's
ever
right.
wanted the taste of butter?
Yes.
Try, I can't believe it's not butter.
Black Phillips
Oh,
butter.
what
May
if
or may not be made of babies.
what if we had gotten Taco Bell to sponsor this episode? That would have been incredible.
They would have dropped
All right.
us so fast.
Yeah, because now we're gonna dig into the meat, the goo, the jellied baby in the section we call Enough is the Myth.
No. I've done enough.
Enough is a myth.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not
No, I
sorry.
was like, I don't apologize.
Don't be.
Apologize.
Take it back.
Right?
Right, okay.
Never.
This movie involves the push and pull between two different sides of the religious coin. The God-fearing Christian family on one side, and the embrace of Satan and witchcraft on the other, which inherently ties witchcraft to Satanism instead of paganism. How do you think this approach to witchcraft helps or hinders the film? Is it saying something about Christian dogma, or is it arguing that Thomason has just given up one prison for another?
I've never understood the idea of a religion that wants you to be afraid of it, that wants you to be afraid of its tenets, that wants you to be afraid of the Almighty or whatever. Why would you not want to be part of a religion that brings you love and care and kindness? And William talks so much in the movie about, like, they need to trust God. God will show them mercy and grace and give them love. And it's like, none of that is happening, my guy. And I also found myself thinking a lot about the ending of Midsummer in conjunction with the ending of this movie. Because a lot of people have called Midsummer a good for her movie. And you can hear my thoughts on my old podcast if you want to go dig that up, but don't. My thoughts on the ending of Midsummer are that it's not actually good for her, because in that, Danny has
Caitlin's
traded
face.
in one type of prison for another. She has indoctrinated herself into a racist, eugenicist cult, essentially. Whereas here, Thomasin has found freedom. She has found actual freedom. What is the soul? What is the immortal soul? If you can still exist in the world and you have magical powers, what does having the soul in the Christian mythology version of the word, what does that fucking matter? So I really do think the ending of this is liberating for her. And I think the movie's whole intent is to show the hypocrisy present in so many people who are devoutly religious. And that's exactly what William is. And he admits to it at one point. He's so full of pride that he cannot admit...
Which is a sin.
Yeah, that he cannot admit that he has essentially condemned his entire family to suffering.
I'll say before because I want I want everyone else to talk before I do, but that look that was on my face was, I remember the first time I watched this movie, I immediately turned to the person next to me and went, I love a happy ending.
Hell yeah.
With the ending of this movie, for me, I always have found it like a sort of comfort, and people have made fun of me a couple times for that. I'm like, oh, my comfort movie, the witch, you know. They're like, what? I'm like, but there's something I always felt. Thank you.
Same.
There's something I always felt that was powerful about the ending, and I actually had a really in-depth conversation with just like a friend of mine a couple years ago about this film, because I said that. And she had just the entire opposite view. She was like, well, she's basically just signing her name to this other man, right? Like Satan, the devil is presented in this way. And, you know, she was groomed into this. She was indoctrinated into this and all these things. And I found that so interesting because like I just never thought of it that way, but it was a really cool conversation just to hear that viewpoint. And I mean, there's some valid points in it. Sure, I could see where they're coming from, and I see those views. It just always clicked with me that she was escaping this family. This, I mean, you know, oh, we're gonna sell you to this other family basically, and this over sexualization and this just the whole thing is so dark and so sad for her. For me, at least, that it's like it's an escape in the end. That's the way I always viewed it.
Yes.
Oh,
Caitlin,
same.
your face during Ten's whole, and also me just knowing what the next question is.
I know.
I didn't look too far.
Yes. So, Amanda, if you would like to say something before I just go off.
No, I asked the
Okay.
I mean, you're allowed to answer your own questions if you want.
Yeah, no, not usually.
Okay.
So there is a lot going on here, and when we look at this just through like a neo-pagan lens.
Oh,
gosh, I was gonna say. I almost.
Do the
You
next
should just
one?
do the next question.
Do you want to just do a big answer?
Yes,
Okay.
I will do a big answer. You should definitely go to the next one
together.
first. Yeah.
I almost did tie them together.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, do that.
Okay, so let's talk about witchcraft. Generally, when I think about it, I associate it more with paganism and nature-based ideas than with a monotheistic religion. But we know from history that Christians love to co-opt and skew other religions and beliefs for their own purposes. I'm looking at you, the literal timing of Christmas. In this movie, the Christian fear of witchcraft and Satan are proven correct. But are they really? I want to take a moment to posit here that Thomasin and the rest of her family seeing Black Phillip as Satan is just because this is their only lens through which to view the world. Could Black Phillip actually be an even older entity not rooted in Christianity?
Hell
Caitlin,
yeah.
go
Sweet.
take it away.
Sweet.
Yep. So there is a big difference between the idea of Satan from Christianity,
Lucifer.
yes, versus the devil. The devil is not necessarily a Christian character, I guess.
Entity?
Entity, thanks. Character
is
in your
great,
Bible.
yeah.
Character.
Your Bibli?
In your Bibli. In your holy Bibli. The devil for the old witch. So neo-paganism, Wiccanism, a lot of that comes from the 20th century. The idea, I've brought this up before, but like mother, maiden, crone, that comes from the 20th century. That is something that men wrote. A lot of the basis of neo-paganism was written by men, and some of those men did really, really shitty, terrible fucking things to people because of their writings.
Mm-hmm. Also, one of the co-hosts of my old podcast was obsessed with the mother, maiden, crone thing, and every time she brought it up, I just wanted to be like, can we stop talking about that, please?
I
think we've established on this podcast that we're maybe a little more obsessed with the Greek and Roman ideas. Things that go back further because we like history here.
It's true.
So the idea of the devil could
This
also
will
be
all
like...
be cut, I'm sure.
The idea of the devil is also like the idea of the fairy king. This is deeply rooted in folklore and folk traditions of people. And I want to give a little reading from The Devil's Dozen.
I love that we're getting readings for this episode. This is like, no, I genuinely love this. It is making me so happy.
Somehow Folktale Month has really become this thing. I mean, I know next week is
I know that is the big
outlier.
outlier.
Hey, Wayne's World is a modern fairy tale about finding success by staying true to yourself and finding love the same way.
There you go.
Showing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Zang.
Yeah. So this is from The Devil's Dozen, 13 Craft Rites of the Old One by Gemma Gary. This actually came out in 2014, which I was very excited to read at the time. So the distinction and separation between the familiar spirit, the fae, the devil, and indeed the witch is not as clean-cut as it might at first be perceived. For the old-style witch, the devil is the initiator and awakener of power, vision, and wisdom, and the reveler and the revealer of the witch's path. Could revel in it too, whatever you want. That which deviates from the restrictive and normative ways of civilized folk. The old devil of the witches is the very rend in the veil betwixt the worlds, an embodiment of the power and spirit of witchcraft itself.
Oh, that just gave me goosebumps. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that.
So distinct, however, is the witch's devil from the popular concept of Satan as the very embodiment and actuator of all evil. The church itself and the normative society constructed around it upheld a perverse ideology of the moral virtuousness of suffering, poverty, and subjugated fear of a terrible, jealous, and vengeful God created in their image. Unto the witch and the traditional worker of magic, the church, however, was also home to much useful power in the way of curing, cursing, protection, exorcism, and blasting. And so the ways of the church... Blasting, I know, that's wild,
Blasting?
huh?
Blasting?
Right?
Oh, I like how you went Baja blasting and my brain went finger blasting.
That's exactly me too, Amanda. I was like, what kind of blast?
I know. Blasting. I was like,
I prefer to get my ass Baja blasted. I don't actually want a Baja blast
I don't know
douche.
if
Sorry.
there are other ways to take that. I don't know if anyone wants their ass Baja blasted.
I'd like my
like you
mouth
might have a
Baja
problem.
blasted.
There you
I have a lot of problems, Caitlin. I think we established this.
Like what?
Let's just go through them.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
God damn it. Blasting. I think I also dropped that G real hard at that point. Blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting.
And so the ways of the church were not rejected entirely. It was instead the mediating control by the clergy or priests of such powers and traditional magic that were shunned by the operative practitioner. Centuries of witch tradition would, however, appear to be discarded and denied by many of today's neo-pagan witches, who insist that their worship and concept of the old gods survives in an intact and uninfluenced pre-Christian form. Any suggestion that our horned god has any relation to the old devil is commonly met with a reaction of complete horror and utter denial, as it is suggested that the traditional arts of the witch are inclusive of the ability to work baneful magic despite all of history's records. Such rejections are, I feel, this is the author, a denial of much of the old potency of witchcraft and those things that are most garnered a useful fear and respect for its arts, and create instead a respectable, tolerated, and passive New Age eccentricity. And I just died at that point. You find a lot when you're reading folklore and old spells, like from people who have practiced this for generations. You will find Jesus cropping up in these spells. You will find God cropping up in these spells. You will find the devil, but they're not used in the same way.
They're just kind of avatars, right?
Mm-hmm. And again, that the idea of the devil versus Satan, you're not subjugating yourself to the devil. You are signing your name in his book to open those doors between the veils.
Yes.
And that is where the power is. This is how you
not
are.
everything is about the Christian worldview. Suck
Yes.
it. Caitlin's dad.
God, if
Are
he
you
had.
listening?
I told him specifically that he could not.
This is true.
You cannot listen to my queer podcast.
You cannot
Dad.
listen to my
Maybe
queef
he-
stat.
I know.
Maybe he listens to it with his church.
Oh my god, Caitlin, the look on your face when you said no and shook your head, I don't know if I've ever seen that look on your face before. That was incredible.
That's it. I'm coining Quinky.
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 Quinky is when you're queer and kinky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quinky.
I'm a hoe for a portmanteau, so Quinky.
Yes, portmanteau how.
Or maybe Quinky is also just like...
Portmanteau.
Quinky could also just be like, you're kinky for queefing specifically.
Exactly.
Quink.
And then people are confused and have to guess, and they don't know which way you mean it.
Yeah.
What a fun game for people to play. It's a real icebreaker.
At
the
I
club.
love
A
that you
queef is a real icebreaker?
Jesus Christ. Depends on how warm it is.
That one got me.
We're in top form today.
Oh.
Yeah, we really are.
I'm always in top form.
Oh my god.
Once again, every time I say this, I feel like Scott Pilgrim being aware of the last time he got his hair cut, because I'm aware that the last time I got topped was April 17th, 2023.
That is wild.
Yeah, I know.
The date.
Yeah.
What time?
Wouldn't that put you in
It was
body?
Erica's birthday when it was her last birthday when we were still together.
It's her last. It was her last birthday before.
No.
Before she got taken by Black Phillip.
Yeah, there we go. No, I want to get taken by Black Phillip.
Stomp, stomp,
In
stomp.
goat form or in man form?
In Goatman form. That voice
I know.
is anyway. Caitlin, I love that you brought in that reading, and I think it's a really needed perspective for a story like this, and especially the question that you posited, Amanda, because just because Thomason's family is subscribed to a very strict Christian ideology does not mean that that is the world they're actually living in.
Yep.
That does not mean that what they believe is true and that Black Phillip is actually the Christian version of the devil trying to seduce them. So I love that. It makes this an even richer text as a film, as a story, and there's a lot of Christian analysis around this movie, but just knowing kind of the worldview that all of us on this podcast have, what we're interested in, none of us are coming with that worldview. That's not how we,
That's not how we come.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, May, you and I we're Jewish, so that's not even...
Right.
It's just not something. It's not how we were ever taught to see the world.
No.
So I was watching it and I was just thinking that, like, yes, that's how they see the world. And of course, have been a lot of like Christian writers who have looked at that movie through their lens, and I'm going, okay, but just because we are watching it through the characters' perspectives, that's what they see. That doesn't mean that's what the movie is telling us.
Right. Yeah, I've definitely had people ask me about some of the religious imagery in my lyrics because sometimes I am pulling from stuff from Christianity, but sometimes I'm pulling from stuff from mythology, and sometimes I'm mixing stuff up together, and it's like I'm literally just using that for storytelling.
So much of Christianity is thrown down all of our throats, even if it is not our religion.
Yeah, exactly.
You said? I don't think I've heard of that.
It's this like little thing named after this guy named Christy.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
There's just
like
there
Christy
is
Yes, like Christmas, exactly. It's about like a sun god or something.
There is a lot of fascinating imagery in Christianity, and I find that intriguing, and I find that it does make for good material when you're trying to write lyrics and evoke imagery. And I love that I've been able to do that, but it's like, it doesn't mean I believe any of that shit. I have an album about a serial killer who thinks that he's listening to the voice of God and murdering, heretics and non-believers.
And that's never happened before.
And then he thinks he's possessed by a demon, and then he realizes, oh, no, I did this all myself. Ironically, because I always want things to be supernatural, in my own story, I made it so that, no, he's just a fucking piece of shit.
Well, that's because you did not want to absolve him of his crimes.
That is very true.
And this is something that when I watch a movie where there is a serial killer and they come up with a explanation like that, it pisses me off. And it's why we were so, a wounded fawn, where he's trying to make that argument, and they're like, nah, you just suck, dude.
Yep. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and like you were saying, like, the imagery that, like, a lot of, like, popular religions, especially Christianity, like, evokes is so, like, iconic and, like, so emotionally driven. That's honestly probably a big reason why a lot of people fall into those things, because it's so, like, whoa, like, when you imagine that stuff as being reality, as being, like, the truth, it's, I mean, that could be scary, and it's like, well, I don't want that. I have to, it draws you in, for sure. I think that's a big part of those stories and why people follow them so heavily.
Okay, finally, let's talk the patriarchy. Boo!
Hiss! We did not plan that.
No.
That's why I didn't take part. No, I'm kidding.
What is this movie saying about Christianity and patriarchal values? Specifically, when you look at a character like Catherine, does she represent women who will uphold the status quo to the detriment of herself and other women? Is it saying something else? Discuss.
Oh, I absolutely think it's saying that. And we've talked about this on other films before. The women who essentially become agents of the system that is already oppressing them. And they use that as a way to try to get ahead, to try to make themselves appear better, more desirable to the people who have power. And it never works. It always bites them in the ass in the end. And, like, the fact that Catherine kind of hates her own daughter because she resents her youth and her beauty and the attention that she is supposedly getting from her brother and her father.
For her dirty pillows.
I can see your dirty pillows. It's just, it is internalized misogyny on her part. And especially at this time, you know, a woman's place, quote unquote, was being a mother. And
property.
yeah, and when she loses her newest child, that throws her being a mother into harsh relief for her. Like, what the fuck am I doing if I can't even control my children and one of them got one of my other children taken, even though it absolutely was not Thomason's fault.
Nope.
But yeah, she's just this assemblage of toxic, horrible energy who, she sucks. She absolutely fucking sucks.
You know, I also think there's another perspective to Catherine too, which is like she, you know, like I could feel for her in some capacity. She talks about like how she misses her home and she wishes she never came there. She's not happy there, you know, and I know that she obviously doesn't make the best decisions and mistreats her children. I'm not going to deny those things, right? But there's also this perspective of like, okay, well, when we first see her really being mean to Thomason, it's like, okay, well, that was within 3 or 4 days of her baby going missing in Thomason's care, you know, and then when she's like praying and stuff, and then her husband's telling her, stop crying, basically, get over yourself, focus on this, and then her other kids going missing and more stuff is happening. And then in the end, when she's really violent and really outlandish with her words, we have already seen her at that point be corrupted. She read, like, someone read a book to her. There was the scene with like the breastfeeding. She's having these visions. So she's kind of like being influenced in a way. So I do wonder, you know, how much of it is just like her falling in the trap and being stuck in it. And then, like you said, because of that, she's lashing out at the other women. She's lashing out at these things in a way that's not actually helpful, and she's lashing out at the wrong people for it, and not the patriarchy itself, and not the rules of the religion itself that she's trapped under.
Yeah, no, that I like that perspective, and I can definitely see that, and that's another thing that often happens to people who become agents of the systems under which they are oppressed, is that they just lash out at the other people who are already being hurt by the same things.
When instead they should be lashing out at the father.
Yes.
I do love when she slaps him.
Even though he's ripped.
And he's got that voice. Ralph
Yep.
Ineson's voice, oh my god.
But fuck him.
Yeah,
Not
so
in the
he's-
sexy way.
I'm sorry, butt fuck him, not in the sexy way?
It was butt with one T comma, fuck him.
Oh,
Not in the
but.
sexy way. Yeah.
Got it.
Like,
Well, she, you know, yeah, she definitely fucked him. I mean, there's a couple.
at least 5 times.
At
At least 4
At
times.
least. At least.
Oh, right, yeah, 2 of them are twins.
Twins.
I think that's
I had to
Right.
math
I forget
that.
they were twins. That's true.
So at least 4 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that it's one of those things. They're not Catholics. They
No.
are
Puritans.
Puritans. They were Calvinists. Like, this is it's all based though in Christianity, which the foundational
Yeah, they're all different
piece of
flavors
that was
of it.
Catholicism, and just that first scene when Thomason is confessing her sins, and I'm thinking about, like, I was not in Catholic school for long, but I was for the first 2 grades. And in 2nd grade, you go through your first communion, and part of that is you have to go through confession. And again, it's just like, what am I
do you have to
confessing?
confess?
Like a 2nd grader is like, I've been mean to my sister.
Did this come up on our Don't Torture a Duckling episode?
I think it did.
think
Yes,
it did.
yes. So
Confessions are upsetting too, because she's like, I've done it all in my head. I'm like, does that count?
That doesn't count. Thought crimes are not a thing.
It really feels like it though when you're in that system. Like it is.
Well, that's the whole point. It's meant to
It's
control
oppressive.
your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all very oppressive. It is, again, it's not like in Christianity at this time, particularly, that there are any women necessarily in positions of power. And when they were, they're like Anne Lee going off to be shakers. This is, and seen as cults. And any women who had power at the time either very much played into the patriarchy or
We're tried as witches.
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, anyone else have any thoughts on this?
I know I didn't like vouch for her particularly. I think that she makes terrible decisions and is not a good person in the film, but I just thought it was an interesting perspective.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
100%. Like,
I don't think you
this
need to worry.
No,
again,
that was a great
she's
answer.
Very she's very put
It's
upon.
a complicated character.
Absolutely.
Yeah, her character in particular is so complicated because she is trying to survive within the system that she's been put in, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the times when you play by the system's rules, that is when harm happens. That is when you start oppressing other people. And so try to work outside of those systems is really where the power comes from.
Yeah, the truth is you can never dismantle the system from within. We've seen this time and again. It's not joining it to try to chip away at it because it's so built up. The people within it do not want to change it. You have to destroy it from the outside.
And now it's time to play a game.
Hello. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.
Sorry, I didn't have a good transition there.
Okay, so here's
So
the
I just
thing also,
slammed right into it.
That's fine.
is I had a game and then I didn't set it up.
Oh.
I watched The Witch again. And I was also working. Hi, everyone. I have a 8 to 4 job. It's wild. And I had a really good game in mind, too, and I forgot to put all the pieces in place. We're going to play Witch, and I was going to, do lines from other witch movies and have you guess which movies they were and which. Yep, exactly. And I 100% failed at that.
Hey, that's okay.
So you can all know what you almost had.
I could recite one of the witches' monologues from the Scottish play.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Sisters 3.
Anything that Winifred says,
today.
hocus pocus.
Another glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Can anyone wiggle their nose?
Oh.
I can do nostrils. Does that count?
No, I'm trying to do the bewitched nose wiggle. So
Yeah, none of us can do it.
none of us can do it.
Sabrina, the teenaged one.
Sabrina, the teenage
Sabrina. I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
Were you differentiating that from the other Sabrinas? You know,
The
the,
Chilling
animated one and
Adventures
the
of
chilling
Sabrina?
one?
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina
this
was
is the
pretty
Melissa
great.
Joan Hart version, and I
Yeah,
will
the
accept
teenage
no
one.
substitutes.
That I was obsessed with that one.
I mean, Salem the talking cat
Yes.
is maybe the best talking cat character we've ever had. And yes, I'm including what's Julia Roberts' brother's name? Eric Roberts.
Oh, a talking
I'm
cat,
including
question
Eric
mark,
Roberts in A Talking Cat.
Do you know he should do that movie?
Directed by Mary Lambert, who is actually David Dakota. And that movie was shot at the same house where they shoot a lot of porn.
Yeah, well, because David Dakota did a lot of softcore porn.
It's true.
In fact, I covered one of his movies on Puppet Masters and Castle Freaks that also involved Puritans.
What are some of your favorite witch movies, Ten?
Wow, that's crazy. Honestly, I really liked. This is probably terrible, but I feel like y'all will get me. I really liked the the 70s exploitation witch movies.
Oh.
I really like a lot
Fair.
of those. I recognize the problems in a lot of them, but they just hit sometimes, and I'm like, wow, this is working for me. So I don't know, a lot of that kind of stuff. My favorite witch movies, this one, and Suspiria is also probably the original
excellent.
Suspiria. Sorry, is
I have
probably
not
my
seen the
all-time
remake.
favorite.
I did not like the remake.
I have not watched it.
It's totally different.
It's
I found it-
totally
movies.
different.
It's
Very
totally different, but I also found it extremely frustrating. And
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, the original Suspiria is like,
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Stay tuned because we may or may not be covering that later this year. Wink. I showed a few of my friends George Romero's Season of the Witch, aka Jack's Wife, aka Hungry Wives, the other night. And I fucking love that movie. Some of my friends thought it was like just okay. I think it was maybe a little slow for a movie night, but God, I love that movie so fucking much. It is so good. And it's kind of an unconventional witch movie, and I really appreciate that about it.
how about you, Amanda? What are some of your other favorite witch movies?
My mind is blanking so hard right now.
We have just talked about this
Practical
too.
magic?
How we're just like,
Oh, yes, I do love practical. That's a
I was gonna
cozy
quote
movie.
that one.
Yeah, that's
I
just a cozy
didn't.
like, and also Nicole Kidman's hair.
I hear she screwed Coach Halfacre.
God, I know my mind is totally blanked right now. I know we've had this conversation about like movies. What is a movie?
Have I ever seen a movie?
I don't
Have I ever
know.
seen a movie with a witch in it? I don't know.
No.
I mean, also shout out to the Fear Street trilogy. If
Yes.
you've been listening to this podcast, you know
Yes.
Caitlin and I are both kind of obsessed with it. We both
it's
have
great.
Fear Street tattoos. I love that
Sarah
movie.
Fear.
That's cool. You know, actually, really quick, what I liked about The Witch and Suspiria are like for most of the movie, they don't actually show any magic happening on screen. Like, or it's like very vague where you're like, was that? What was that? Or it's like, oh, it's like kind of like, you know, oh, it's like implied a lot of the time. But then there's obviously the end of both films where something big happens. I won't spoil it for you. Oh, wait,
Something
Maddie, you've
big-
seen the original?
Suspiria, yeah.
Okay, you haven't seen the remake. That's right.
Yeah,
we're
no.
just
I
like
know
something big
what happens in the original.
Okay, yeah,
Suspiria.
yeah.
It's the
I
remake I
like
have not
that.
watched.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
That's excellent.
All right. How are we categorizing this, y'all? Is this a pleaser or a punisher?
It's a pleaser for me.
For me too.
The ending is pleasing.
It's so pleasing.
Yeah, I think the main journey of the movie has punishing elements to it. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime you're dealing with puritanical Christianity,
And the language.
it's almost like self-flagellation, putting
Yeah.
yourself through the experience of watching that.
It's anxiety inducing.
But yes, the ending of this really is good for her. It is this beautiful, triumphant moment for Thomasin, and that makes it a pleaser for me.
So it's a punishing pleaser.
I
or
could,
pleasing
I could
punisher?
see people.
It's a pleasing
having that.
punisher.
Pleasing punisher.
Yeah, I would
I
do it in
think-
that direction.
I think for me, like, it wouldn't be pleasing if there wasn't a punishment in the first part, because it was, if it was like pleasing the whole time, it would just be like, oh, a fun.
What was the
kind
point of
like,
this?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was no journey,
Yeah.
you know. And I think that there's definitely part of just like discovering yourself, and I feel that's any movie that I would compare to this film has to have a journey in it. It has to have the pain, I guess.
Yeah.
It's pleasurable in the perfect religious sense that you cannot get pleasure without the punishment.
Oh, wow.
I will say at this point, I've watched this movie so much that when I said, and then I point at him and I laugh, these are actual things that happen that I do find at this point a lot of humor in it as well, even though definitely at first to, I don't know, 50 watches, maybe not, but like when Mercy yells at Thomas and like, Mother hates you, I'm just like, ha ha ha, she does. And I just have such a good time with how mean they are to Thomasin, and when she takes that all back, and they all die, I'm just like, I love this
Good
movie
for
so
her.
much.
Yeah,
so
and no one
much.
ever talks about how funny this movie is, actually. So I know that it's because the dialogue's like old style, maybe, that people don't think of it as funny, but some of the lines are so great.
Hey,
like when she's
it's
like, your
watching
corn is
Shakespeare.
trash.
Most
It's
of
like, it
Shakespeare
is.
is just dick jokes.
Yeah, it'll very. Thank you, Ted, because that is absolutely how I feel about this movie. I'm just like, that was really funny. Like,
You know,
yeah,
some
your
are
corn
born
is
great,
trash.
Some achieve greatness. Some have greatness thrust upon them. Can't imagine what that's about.
So the last thing I want to talk about is Mark Corvin's score. I own it on vinyl. It is terrifying to listen to. It is so unsettling, and it is also so fucking beautiful. And it has this... It really feels like it is rooted in the same history that this story is rooted in. And that is really an achievement, in my opinion. So, yeah, if you haven't heard it, check it out. Mark Corvin's been doing scores for a while. I didn't realize he did the score for Cube. Whoa. And that movie came out in, what, 1998?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Corvin did the score for Cube. So he's been doing this for a while. He also did the absolutely incredible score for The First Omen, which, if you have not heard it, is also fantastic. And I fucking love that movie. But the way the score and the sound design interact in this film is astounding. The world just feels so complete and immersive. And if you know me, you know that being immersed in something is extremely important to me when I am trying to absorb it. So, yeah, I fucking love this movie. 5 stars.
I know that the spell that they're casting at the Sabbath is a real spell that they kind of changed some of the words to, so nothing bad would actually happen while they were filming, or if you got your hands on it and don't know what you're doing. He put the musicality to all of that as well. I used to actually play that as a get the fuck out of the bar song when I was karaoke hosting.
Nice.
Sometimes I would go into just the witch soundtrack and be like, we're doing this now.
See, I'd put on Wolf Eyes.
There's a couple things, but this was one of like, it really, if I was in the mood, I was like, you know what is going to get people out of this bar really fast? Terrifying music, and I am here for it. I think he did a phenomenal job. Like, as someone who, sometimes I feel like I am so immersed in movies I don't even hear scores, but this one, it melds so well and beautifully with the movie that it adds so much to the whole feeling.
Yeah, and I really like the way this movie is kind of split up into 3 acts, it feels like, to me at least. So the music at the beginning in the first act is so loud, it's so immersive. There's a lot of shots with just music and nothing else, just like the woods or like nothing else happening in it. And then it kind of calms down and we get the whole family dynamic through the middle. I feel like there's a lot less music except for like maybe this scene with the cabin or whatever. And then it comes back again at the end, like really loud. And I don't know, I just really liked that about the film. I felt like it was like the music was the magic, the music was the witches, the music was the atmosphere. And then they like stepped away from it to show you, okay, well, here's the family actually in their home. And then this is just what it feels like to them outside, or like this is like the emotion behind it. I don't know. That's always the way I took it. And I think the score is genius and amazing and inspirational, and I'm a huge fan.
Excellent. All right. I think that means it's time to wrap up with what awaits you next time.
Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that. He's just out there and he's watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
And that brings us to the end of our episode. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey, fellow travelers. If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review wherever you can, because it helps more people find the show and it makes us all tingly inside. It's July, and that means it is our first month on Patreon, and if you go and sign up even at the free tier, you are getting our episode on Obsession, which I am pretty much finished editing as of this recording.
And it's a doozy.
Yeah, it really is a doozy. Caitlin and I both cried.
Yes, there's a lot of tears, Jen.
You will also be getting our first ever filmmaker interview, which we recorded yesterday and I think went very well. So please, just go sign up for the free tier so you can hear this stuff, and maybe it'll make you want to sign up for one of the paid tiers, because we put a lot of work into this show, and now that we're going to be doing like 8 episodes a month instead of 4, and they're all going to be on video, my workload has kind of tripled. So please, give us money. I'm poor. I
we
need
do a
it.
lot of research for these podcasts.
Yeah, like we put a lot of work into this.
Yeah. Our documents are long. There's Caitlin did readings. Mythology readings today.
I just want to say I was shocked. I've been on several podcasts. I was like, whoa, this is legitimate. I was like, wow. So you all deserve it.
I've been in the podcast world for over 13 years as both a host and an editor. So I take what I do very seriously, and I also make jokes about my tits all the time, because you gotta have fun.
There's a lot of tit jokes on this podcast.
It's true. And a lot of great tits on this podcast.
It's true.
And yeah, if you want to see more of that, head over to patreon.com/podcastperverts, because one of our tiers will let you watch an erotic movie with us every month while we are in our underwear over a live stream. We're not like inviting you to our houses. Unless you're, a friend of the pod.
We would hang out together, but we're not even in the same city.
It's true. Yeah, like 10, if you want to come over to one of our places and watch a movie with us,
Exactly.
You're welcome to. But like, sorry, strangers on the internet, we love that you listen to us, but that's not happening. Anyway, you can also find us on Instagram at Pleasers and Punishers, and on Blue Sky at Pleasers Punishers. You can email us at pleaserspunisherspodcast@gmail.com. We don't really get any emails. Send us stuff. Tell us you think we're hot. Tell us you think we're stupid. We'll read it on the air. We don't care. I mean, don't tell us you think we're stupid. If you think we're stupid, just keep it to your fucking self.
Yeah, if you're taking time out of your day to tell us we're stupid, you're stupid.
It's true.
Why are you
And
listening
you
to
don't
this
have
podcast?
Our great tits.
You can find me on Blue Sky and Letterboxd at Everson Poe. You can find my music on Ampwall, Bandcamp, and streaming services as Everson Poe. If you want to hear my songs that were inspired by this movie, check out my split album with Sylvia under the name The Sun Came Up Upon the Left. It is on my Bandcamp page, and it is called Ancestral Memory. The songs Sylvia did for it are also some of my favorite songs that she's done. It's a really good time. And you can also hear me podcasting on Tender's Subject and Slayerfest 98. Caitlin, where can you be found?
I can be found at Caitlin of the North on Threads and Instagram, Cat of the North on Letterboxd, and I keep popping up on People Under the Scares. I hate the way I say that. People Under the Scares.
Do you want me to write this part down for you?
No, it's how I say scares is. I hate the way it says. It sounds like People Under the Scares, Patreon, Buffy Watch Along.
Excellent. Amanda?
I can be found on Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok at Amanda Jane Stern. I can be found on Letterboxd at Witchy Wanderer, and you can hear me podcasting on Murder Made Fiction.
And 10, where can people find you? Where can people hear your excellent music, besides on the soundtrack for the fucking People's Joker?
You can find me on Instagram at _blue_iris_ or on Blue Sky, the Blue Iris with 2 S's, or on Letterboxd, Blue Iris 04. I know they're all different. And the Blue Iris is also my main band name, and you can find my music on Spotify and all that. And yes, you can find it on The People's Joker and Carnage for Christmas and a couple other.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yes.
I forgot about
I'm
that.
also also a new show coming out soon. I think the pilot's already on YouTube, called Bunlith, the Witch Upstairs. It's an animated series about a trans witch girl going into video games, and I did the credit music for that and stuff. Those episodes will be hopefully coming out soon.
That
Really
sounds
excited
amazing.
about that. Yes.
Cool. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Yes.
This was
Thank you so
fucking
much.
awesome. Yeah.
I'm so happy to have been here. This was so much fun. Y'all are hilarious and incredibly smart, and I super enjoyed this conversation.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. And since we're doing a lot more episodes now, we'll definitely have you back on for something on the Patreon.
I would love that.
I mean, let us know if you're free Monday and you want to watch Wishmaster and talk about it with us. But no pressure on
Wait,
that
aren't
one.
we doing Slasher first?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We switched it around. Never mind. In a couple Mondays, we're doing Wishmaster. All right. But on... Did you embroider that?
My sister did. I do feel like I need to say so.
Show
Like
it
my
off.
sister
Oh, it's so
did
cute.
embroider this for me.
Talent.
She gave it to me as a Christmas present. I was like, it's like you know me.
Yeah, people join our Patreon.
Yes, do it. Patreon.com/podcastperverts. And
Join us, one of us, one of us.
One of us.
so our next episode on the main feed is going to be on Wayne's World. And
Party
y'all,
time! Excellent.
Totally folk horror. Yeah, still tracks.
if you've been listening to the podcast from the beginning, you know Caitlin and I quote this movie incessantly. It's time. It's time. It's one of the best comedies ever, and we're gonna have a fucking blast talking about it.
Yep.
And Amanda, I am so excited
I'm
that this is
so
a first-time
excited.
watch for you. It feels so unlikely, right?
I know. I don't know why. And I like Penelope Spheris. I really love the decline of Western civilization. So
This is a bit of a different vibe.
I'm aware.
It's like the same thing.
This is exactly the same.
Well, until then, do some aftercare, clean your toys, set healthy boundaries, and...
Stay witchy, y'all.
Oh, that was great.
It's okay, set it with a question mark.
Stay witchy if you want.
If you want to.